You should know that most of the functionality exists in both of them. You can achieve some of the same results in a database as you can in a spreadsheet. You have to go about them different ways, and really they serve different purposes because of the ways you have to go about getting your results. But you can get a lot of the same results in either a database or a spreadsheet. Now, if you have something that gets really complex, it becomes easier to use a database because you can create tables and you can have forms and reports that are much easier to create in a database. Just to show you an example, this is your assets table. You'll notice that it looks just like a spreadsheet except for the fact that there's only one row, and as there are more items added to your assets table, it will just add rows to the table as it needs them. It also automatically creates an ID for each row, and so it's going to, as you add a new one, it'll be number 1, number 2, number 3, and it'll automatically give them a number. That way you don't have to worry about accidentally having 2 number 20s. That would create a problem in your database. So that's a table. You've also got a form, which looks a lot like a table, and this gives you certain pieces of information. You can go in and modify it here. Asset details is another form. In this form you can actually add asset information for a specific item. So let's do this briefly. We've got an item here. Let's call this widget number 1, and category, we'll put it in the category blue. Manufacturer is West Georgia. Model A. Acquired date, let's choose an acquired date of October. Let's go back a couple of years. Let's say we acquired this on October 16th of 2006 for a purchase price of $20,000. The current value is let's say $12,500. Condition, we'll say it's in satisfactory condition. Its location is in USA. The owner, well, let's go with Brad Prince. I've already got myself in as a contact. I'll show you that in just a moment. And the retired date, let's say we're going to retire it and replace it in, let's say July 22nd of 2010. So we're going to add all of this information, and we're going to come up here and click on Save New, and let's close this box here. And if I go back to, let's see, All Assets, under the All Assets report, you notice here that I have a list here of my asset that I just created. If I click on Asset Details, it gives me the specific information that I just input into the database. If I go Assets by Category, it'll take it a second to open up, but once this opens up, it shows you right now all of the categories, everything's in blue, and it gives you the purchase price, the current value. So you see a lot of these reports are automatically created. You see right now I've only got one, and it's in the USA. Assets by owner, all these are reports that are automatically generated, and it just gives you different views of the same data. You know, if this was in a spreadsheet, everything would be in one spot. Now you could pull this information up, assets by location, a category, and owner, in a pivot table. You could just simply choose a certain location or a couple of locations, and it would show you that information. But this makes it a little bit easier for you to pull up specific information. So what we're looking at right now is reports. The reports are with the green boxes here, and the reports just give you different pictures of information of what you have saved in your database. And let me close some of these out. Okay, let's go back to blank screen. Let's look at the contacts. And in our contacts, you see I've got 2 contacts. One is myself, and then I've got another one where I didn't put any information in except the second person. So let's add another contact, and to do that we're going to come down to contact details, the form, the contact details form, and we're going to, let's see, down here on the records, that's 1 of 2, 2 of 2. Now let's go to 3. We're going to create a new record here. This will be third person. Let's make this third person, West Georgia. I'll make this person an associate professor. Let's see, now let's come over to email, and okay, so there's some information. So we'll save it. Now let's close this, and let's go to contacts, our table. And let's see, some reason it's not picking that up that we just added to it. There it is. Okay, we go to the contacts extended, and let's try again going to the contact list here. Okay, it's there. Just wasn't showing up for a second. You can go to the contacts list form, or you can go to the contact address book, and you've got all of your people here, and this will give you your contacts by address. Contact phone book, same thing, give you their phone numbers. Contacts extended table will give you all of the information that you put in, and of course your contacts table. Let me close that and reopen it and see if it will pick it back up. There it is. I have to close it and reopen it. It picked them up then. So you see now we've got the third person that we added in there. It doesn't have all the information because we didn't put it all, but you see how to add information by doing the contact details form. Okay, now let me close out some of this stuff, and we'll show you the supporting objects that are in this database. We've looked at the assets information, and you've got different forms and reports that you can look at by your assets and by your contacts. Let's look at some of the supporting objects. Let's look at assets by categories chart. And this is something that's automatically created. Now again, we've only got one asset in there, and it's listed as a blue category, so that's all that's showing up. But if you had 100 assets in here, you could click on this and instantly see all of your categories. Assets by location is going to be the same thing, showing you by the USA, and this is just showing you the charts. Now let's look at something here that's down under unassigned objects. Let's look at contact assets. Look under contact assets. What you see here is you've got Prince, who is one of your contacts, owns item widget number 1, and it gives you that information as to who owns what in this report, and it would also print out any other contacts and assets. Now after you go through this and you add your own contacts and assets and you link them up, when you click on these, it's going to show you more information. Assets by contact 2, it just gives you different information. It shows you the purchase price, the current value. I'm not sure what the date is showing. Oh, there it goes. The date was 2006. That box probably needs to be expanded. So this just gives you a brief idea of what is in this database and what you can do with the database. Really the big thing that I want you to be aware of and understand is the difference between a table, a form, and a report. The table contains the information. The form lets you put information into the table, and the report will pull information from different tables and present the information to you. So be sure you understand the difference between a table, a form, and a report, and you can Google that and look up more information if you want more details on it. But that should be enough to let you complete this exercise. Gives you a good idea of what we're looking for and what we want you to understand from exercise 7. As always, if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me, or you can get in touch with your professor or the grad assistants.